ons met Kuns in Vermaak. Yes, Marianah Lourens at Art and Entertainment. Once again, I'm here in the green room at the little theatre inside the Athenaeum. And of course, I have an amazing artist with me, Angie Weisswange. It's so nice to have you. I have been enamored with your fabric art. Hi.
Hi Marianah, nice to meet you.
And you, because I actually saw something that looks like a cactus.
It's an aloe.
An aloe?
Yeah.
An aloe.
There are two of them there.
And it's different colours, but it's material.
Yeah.
It's all material. It's got the shape of the aloe leaves, and it is just amazing. But that's your material art.
Yes, I do mostly fabric art.
Mostly.
Sculpture, yes, yeah.
And you've just opened the
exhibition at the Nelson Mandela Art Museum, yes. That one's called Transformational Textiles, but I'm also exhibiting at the GFI, the one in Park Drive near the hospital, the Gucci Family Investments Gallery. Yes, they can go to both galleries.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's during the day.
Yes, open. During the day it's open, during the week.
From 10 till
10 till 4.
Yeah.
And then I think weekends, the Nelson Mandela Art Museum are open 3 Saturdays of the month, and then the last Saturday of the month, they're not open on the Saturday, but they're open on the Sunday morning. But the GFI, unfortunately, is closed over the weekends.
Okay,
yeah.
Yes. But now look, doing this stuff with art, but you incorporate other materials as well.
Yes, wire and batting and cement and beads. And
that is what I was so...
PVC piping.
Now, cement. How do you incorporate cement into the material?
Well, you don't actually. The cement is actually the base for those aloes. I cast cement bases because the aloes are so heavy. The branch of flowers at the top, each flower has probably got about 300 or 400 beads to it, so it's heavy, and there are 7 or 8 flowers, so that plus the wire and everything makes it very heavy. And then there are 100 leaves in the one rosette going around, and then there's another 100 leaves going down, and the base of it is a PVC pipe with garden mesh wrapped around it. And right at the very bottom, to support the whole thing, is a metal pipe which has been sunk into a cement base. So I had to cast that first so that I could work everything else onto it.
100 leaves.
The one rosette, yes, is 100 leaves, and each one is made with wire and batting, and then it's got 2 colors of shwe either side, and then beaded around the edge. And each 100 leaves has probably got about 300 or 400 beads stitched to it, and I stitched them all by hand except for 15 of those leaves, which I managed to con my kids into helping me with.
Did you do any machine work at all?
Yes. The outline of the leaf is stitched by machine, and then the wire is inserted, and then the rest is all hand work.
Because this one has got these little baubles on the...
Yes, that's the beads that are stitched individually.
Yeah. Those are actual beads.
Yes, they are seed beads. They're called seed
beads. Okay, obviously you can use different beads.
Yes, but I used the traditional look because because I was working with shwe, and it's an Eastern Cape product. I wanted it to be more African style, so I use the African seed beads.
I've actually chatted to Celia.
Yes.
She does a lot of crafting. She's more into making the goods that you use, your everyday use.
Oh yes, the craft things.
Yes, but although her stuff is decorative, very decorative.
I must have a look.
Yes. And I've got Raymond as well. Now, Mr.
morning.
Raymond, hello. It's so nice to have you here, Raymond.
It's so nice to be here. Finally.
Raymond Mateza at last, because he goes to the wrong place, but that happens, of course, to
everybody.
Now
I'm at the right place at the wrong time.
I'm a granny, and so I know what it's like to go to the wrong place all the time. Yes. And then, of course, the time, and then there's the traffic, and there's everything. Yeah. And if you come from a different direction, of course, then it's a different. Then it's not the same way you drove the first time.
I think it's like a snowball effect or the domino effect. Somebody else is late, make you late for everything else.
Yes.
And no.
It's so nice to have you, because for you, I have also got this long list of stuff I'm seeing that you connected with Verdiende Loon. Was that one of the short movies?
Yes, that's short films. Yes, we shot
But listen,
3.
now we met on the set of Exodus Rising.
Yep.
Now that's a short. It ended up into a feature film.
It's a feature.
Actually, it was going to be a Netflix series, and it ended up being a feature film. We're both in it, but were you the big crook?
Yes, I can't say too much.
I had such a small part.
But I shot a few people in church, so we're not going to speak about it now. I'm not proud about shooting a priest in church, but we're not mentioning it on air.
We're not mentioning it on air. It's all in the story, and also must watch out because it's going to be out next year.
You have to see this now.
Yes, we were hoping it would be out by mid-November or something like that, but it looks as if, because editing is a big job. And getting
filming is a lot of hard work.
Because I also see your name here in Kaya. What do you do in Kaya?
Kaya is the first film I got to play a lead in, and it was released I think a week ago or something like that. Yeah, so in Kaya I play a person who's, I think the word is agoraphobia. And I'm agoraphobic in the sense that I don't want to leave home.
You're afraid of leaving home. Of open spaces, anything.
In the course of it was, losing the wife, and the blame I felt for, driving during the accident of losing her, and that just took me inside. So it's an interesting film. It's an art film, very well done, produced by Michael Berry, but it's a Lourens film. So it was very, very well done, very nicely shot. But the first thing, art movie.
Yes.
Very exciting.
And then I see, is it legit or legit?
Legit for Christ. Yes. I'm an artist through and through. I love the art. So that's one of the art forms. I'm part of a band. We do majorly Afrikaans music in terms of mostly rap and song. So I'm the lead vocalist in the group. And we Crescendo finalists. I don't know if you know Crescendo.
Heard of it?
So we made the finals of Crescendo a few years back, and so we proper Afrikaans music and that type of thing. So yes.
Hy kan Afrikaans praat, né?
Jy kan so 'n bietjie Afrikaans praat.
Hy sê dit ook. Ek kan so 'n bietjie Afrikaans praat. Sy sê dit ook so 'n bietjie.
Net genoeg vir een mens.
Ons kan almal 'n bietjie Afrikaans praat met die land. Ons moet.
Hulle kan nie eers sê ek kan 'n bietjie Afrikaans praat nie. If you can say that, you can actually help yourself.
Yeah.
You do all the extremes. You're the big tsotsi, or you're the big agoraphobic. Or you're the big, but everything is big. Because you're the lead singer here in this reunion concert as well. So everything he does big.
Yeah. But my main focus in life is to make other people be big. Because I see myself as a developer, community developer, personal developer. Even the business I have is a business development business. So helping small businesses develop and that type of thing. So I'm part of a few NPOs. I'm a director of I Protect Me, which is, working in terms of children, vulnerable adults, empower them against abuse. So we have a very preventative approach in empowering with the skills and how to prevent abuse and that type of thing. And then Truth Squad is about life skills through the arts. So we use the arts as a medium to teach various life skills like song, rap, dance.
Yes.
And that's how we got into filming.
That's the medium to use to actually, because it's therapeutic.
Yep.
It heals the person who does it. It heals the person who observes it.
Exactly.
It's just everything, the music and the art. And Angie, just looking through your list here, I just want to get to it here. I see. I'm sure your list is just as long. We've just lifted them out here now. But Angie, she just spoke about her lap art, the material art. But the thing is, I see author, I see designer, I see crafting, beading. Of course, we spoke about the beading. I see sculpture and jewelry making, pottery and ceramics. Sewing, of course, the sewing comes into the material art hugely, and portrait art.
Yes. Yeah.
So tell us more.
Well, I've always been fascinated by people's faces. I think it's just so wonderful that every single person on the planet, I have 3 children, they don't look remotely like each other to me. And people say, oh, you see a family resemblance. But when you look at somebody, when you really look at them, everybody's so unique. And and every expression you have is so fleeting and different. So it's endlessly fascinating to me to capture a moment in somebody's being. Unfortunately, I started out by doing portraits of people who'd passed on. And eventually it got really, really tough because it got closer and closer to home. You know, people would say, oh, I've lost my aunt or my friend. Could you paint them? And then when it started being my friends, I found it too difficult. So I've sort of suspended that. But now with the fabric art, I decided to do the series of portraits. There's 4 at the moment at the GFI, all done in denim. So they're denim jeans I've been saving since I was 19, and my families and all of them in various tones because they've washed out over the years. And I've done 4 portraits of beading ladies that do beading that I've worked with, but they're not specifically any particular person because I wouldn't want any of them to feel that I've targeted one of them, but the feeling of them and the character of them is there. And so that's the kind of portraiture that I think I'm going to lean towards now. And I'm getting away from oil painting, and I just find it doesn't do it for me. Fabric has much more texture, and it's recycling, and it's just more affordable.
Yes, and you can play around with it a lot.
Yes, yeah.
I think. And also with fabric, you can look at different textures and patterns.
Patterns, exactly.
Yeah.
And if you open up your rag bag and pull it out, you can look at this mess and then you turn it into something beautiful. And for me, that's just wonderful.
Yeah, and I mean, the fabric shops are full of colored things if you need a certain color and you don't have it in your rag bag.
Yeah, or otherwise you look in your friend's rag bag. I'm all for recycling rather than buying.
Yeah, me too. And of course, in your wardrobe, you might find something.
Yes, of course.
You might not want to cut up your favorite dress, but
you can always cut a piece off it.
Exactly.
Patch it with something else.
You can make it more fashionable by adding into something else into it from your rag bag, of course. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. Raymond,
Yes.
Now you have now ended up in doing all these things, and I'm so glad you mentioned the community stuff that you do because it's so important. And how old are you? May I ask you?
I'm 47 years old.
You're 47.
Turned 47 this year.
Gosh, you don't look
Young people who don't look
20
their
years
age,
younger.
eh?
Thank you.
You know, it is amazing. But you, of course, have been around the block once or twice. So where did it begin for you? Because you don't just wake up one day and say, I want to be in a movie kind of thing. Or
For me, I've been,
do you play an instrument before we carry on?
I can only play with it.
Okay, so you can only play with it. You
Just
can't.
the recorder of the block.
Voice is an instrument.
Yeah.
Can
you the blockfluit speel? Okay. Well, that's not easy to play the blockfluit.
I can put my hand on the keyboard and I can get to any sound I want to get to.
Yeah, because you can get the notes.
I can get the notes without
the melody.
Exactly. So, and I can tell someone who's playing off key and that type of thing. But in terms of being a musician in that sense of the word, no.
We were just actually talking earlier before you arrived that we can also play, like I can tonk something out on the piano because my cousin learned me to read the notes of sheet music, but I can't really play, I can't be in a band and stuff like that.
Yeah, I can read sheet and that type of things. Yeah, I do. I'm more leaning towards rap. But I also love singing and that type of thing. So for me, it's generally the arts,
So when it began for you, because look, rap hasn't been there, weren't there when you were growing up?
Yeah, no, it was
exactly.
there. Yeah, it was.
But wasn't that big like it became?
For me, I became a Christian very soon, very young, and I loved rap. And for me, I wanted to do it in a Christian way. So we were one of the first groups, in actual fact, that they did that when it comes to Port Elizabeth in terms of doing gospel and rap.
Gospel rap, yeah.
And to add to that Afrikaans gospel rap. That was basically the first, maybe even in the country, in terms of Afrikaans gospel rap. So that's where it started for me.
And how old were you about?
We would, just from school, I think I was about 20 years old, roundabout.
Okay, so it was high school.
No, I was done already.
Just after high school. Yeah, but your interest began.
It's my interest were my mother was a choir master, so I was in the choir.
The old story.
Yes.
My mom dragged me to the choir. My granny dragged me to the choir. Yeah, okay, so that's basically it started with your granny, your mom
yes.
dragged you, probably for her.
I am telling you, yes.
With her granny dragging her to the choir, your granny.
So this was my mother, yes, and that's why basically my start in music. We were always singing in the house and that type of thing. So I grew up with song and sounds and that type of thing. And I was quite young. I won a competition for composing. Melody. I was still in primary school, and that type of thing. Already, I won a competition at the museum for collage, putting a collage together, that type of thing. So I also wrote the short stories, poetry, anything basically to do with the arts. Filming is new for me.
For all of us, I think.
I started with that during lockdown because our team couldn't go do reach outs at schools and at prisons and things as we used to. So we decided we're going to do it in another way. We're going to put our messages in films. Yes. And that's how it started. And our first film we made is called The Lot. And then...
Yeah, I saw that one.
And then after that, The Lot 2, 3, 4...
They all have a message and it's always long. A moral to the story.
The feature films, The first one was a short film. And then the demand was so high, then we did a second one, and it ended up being a feature film. And we racked up 80,000, I think, views quickly on that already. So people asked for 3, 4, and now we're busy following The Lot 5. Yes. And each one is carrying a very strong message and a theme. Like the last one we did, The Lot 4, is talking about human trafficking.
Yes.
So in The Lot 5, we're dealing on human trafficking. On drug.
On drug
trafficking
abuse,
and drug abuse and that type of thing.
But now, Angie, just to come to you, will you please just say where it began for you in about a minute?
Oh, goodness. I think when I was a child, just always doing stuff with what was available. My father was very encouraging. My mother sewed, so I used to sit with scraps. I was laughing this morning. I was patching someone's jeans, and I remember doing that when I was 12 years old at schools and people laughing at me for it. And now it's really cool to have patched jeans with stitching on.
But the art side, because you did your portrait painting and stuff.
Yeah, but that's always been self-taught. We didn't have art at school, so I was just somebody who did it. So everyone asked me to do it. I would sell pictures at school for R5 so that I could have pocket money.
So there you go.
I started there. Yeah.
But it evolved into the material art, and it's really amazing.
Thank you.
And of course, anytime GFI, as you say, and Art on Target, and the Art Museum. That's of course where you had your big opening and displays, and one can go to the Art Museum also. And Raymond, what do you have planned for next year?
Next year, 2022, exciting plans for next year. We're going to continue obviously making movies and there's a lot of short films coming, and we're going to make our very own Fast and the Furious type of film. So we're going to go into action. So quite exciting. It's once again, the streets are open, so we're going to have a few block parties running and that type of thing. So just follow the page if you don't mind. Find Raymond Mateza on Facebook, and then we'll keep you updated as to what's happening.
And it's, as you say, RAYMONDMATEZA.
And obviously we catch each other at the premiere of
Exodus Rising, and watch out for that Netflix film. And Angie, next year?
Next year, well, I'm a member of TAPE, which is Textile Art PE, and we are planning to start working towards our next exhibition. We're also trying to involve younger people, particularly the fact that there's no handwork in schools, and that's a real problem. A lot of kids are very keen now on doing handwork. They see things on YouTube, they want to do it, and they don't know where to turn. So we are trying to encourage younger membership. The Dyers Quilters Guild as well is also opening up their doors to younger folks who are interested in learning how to stitch. And just to keep going.
Yeah, just keep going. It's really time for us to say goodbye. Time flies when you're having fun. Thank you so much, both of you, for coming.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for asking us.
Keep going, because yours is also very big community-centered.
Yes, I try
because
and
you teach
community members.
Yes, because you also studied at NMU.
Yes, and UCT, and I've been working in the field in the Sundays River Valley mostly to empower local crafters, rural crafters particularly, who can't get into town to do classes.
Yeah, so that's a big bonus for our community. Thank you so much. It's time for me, Marianah Lourens, and Art and Entertainment to say goodbye. Ja, tyd vir Marianah Lourens en Kuns en Vermaak om te sê arrivederci.